Hello everyone, welcome back to the new video session. Today I'm going to discuss a new topic of organizing, that is decentralization. Let us understand what do you mean by decentralization and centralization, its importance. Decentralization. In many organizations, the top management plays an active role in taking all the decisions, while there are others in which this power is given to even the lower levels management. Decentralization is where in all the organization top management plays a vital role. They will make a decisions for every situation, but sometimes the decision making power is shared with the lower level workers or management. That organizations comes under decentralization. Decentralization explains the manner in which decision making responsibilities are divided among the hierarchical levels. So decentralization mainly give more importance for decision making. The decision making responsibilities are divided among the hierarchical levels, that is nothing but top management will give the freedom or responsibility to take a decisions to the middle level management, whereas middle level management give the authority and responsibility to take a decisions to the supervisory levels of management. So the decision making responsibility is divided among the hierarchical levels of the organization or management. The decision making authority is shared with the lower levels, and it is consequently placed nearest to the points of the actions. So here the decision making authority and responsibility both will be shared with the next next management, that is lower level management. In other words, decision making authority is pushed down the chain of command. When the decision is taken by the lower levels are numerous as well as the important, and organizations can be regarded as greatly decentralized. So when the lower management is taking the decisions related to their work, so that organizations will be considered as a decentralized. Let us understand centralization and decentralization. So centralization is totally opposite of decentralization. So centralizations and decentralizations are relative terms each other, are seen from the existing status of various business enterprises. An organization is centralized when the decision making authority is retained by the higher management levels, whereas it is totally opposite, that is decentralized when the such authority is delegated with lower level management or next subordinate. So that organization is called as a decentralized. Importance of decentralization. First one, develops initiative among subordinates. Decentralization helps to promote the self-reliance and confidence amongst the subordinates. To bring a self-reliance and confidence among the workers or subordinates, you can develop a decentralization organization. So decentralization mainly helps the all the employees to get a confidence in their work, and they will depends on their decisions. This is because when the lower managerial levels are taken the freedom, given the freedom to take their own decisions, they learns to depends on their own judgment. This as I already said that to depends their judgment or decision, they should have some freedom to take a decisions. So lower managerial levels has given a freedom to take their own decisions. Definitely they will depend for their judgment. So that will develops the initiative among the other workers. A decentralization policy helps to identify those executives who have the necessary potential to become a dynamic leader. So decentralization policy will make a organization to identify the dynamic leaders for the future purpose, so they can develop the decentralization policies, and they can identify who will be having a that much potential. A dynamic leader should have a good confidence, self reliance. He must or she must depend for their judgment, good personality, positive attitude, etc. So these will make a person to be come out with the only decentralization policy. So most important thing, decentralization will help the workers to take a initiative in their decision or in their work. Second point, develops managerial talents for the future. Formal training plays an important part in equipping subordinates within skills with skills that help them to rise in the organization. But equally important is the experience gained by handling the assignments independently. So decentralization helps the workers to get the talent, and managers can identify that talent and make them to be equipping, that is make them to stay in their organization. So instead of giving a separate training for the employees, you can analyze their capability by delegating some work. So delegation must be happens when the organization is following the decentralization policies. And this is also important on the sides of subordinate, because they will gain the experience by handling the assignments independently. Decentralizations gives them a chance to prove their abilities and creates a reservoir of qualified manpower who can be considered to fill up more challenging position through the promotion. This is like, if you want to promote the employees, first thing you have to analyze their capability, ability, skills and knowledge. So to get a promotion, they must take their own decisions in their organization. If they are successfully taken the decisions and dependent for that and achieved or something contributed from their side to the organization, so definitely you can promote them for the higher positions in your organization. A manpower or worker will become expert when they are ready to accept the challenges. If they are accepting the challenges in their current positions, definitely they will accept more challenges in their position by promotion. So once a person get promoted, definitely they will accept a challenging task in their position. So decentralizations develops a managerial talent for the future grow of the business. Third point, quick decision making. This point I will compare with the decentralization to the centralization, that under the centralization the decision will for the decision making it will take a more time, because only top management has to take a decision and only they have to deviate the changes related to the decisions. So for that reason it will take more time compared with the decentralization. So decentralizations is important for quick decision making. The management hierarchy can be looked upon as a chain of communication in centralized organization. Because every decision is taken by the top management, the flow of information will be very slow, as it has a travels many levels of management. Response also takes times. This reduces the speed of decision making. So in centralization, all the decisions are taken by the top management. If a lower management worker is getting any confusions related his work, he has to communicate with the next superior. A superior will communicate with the manager. A manager will communicate with the managing director. A managing director will communicate with the CEO or chairman of the company. So if the information has to flow from one level to the another level, it will take more time. And also it will reduces, it will the responses whatever you want to take, that will be delayed, because the information has to travels from many levels of management. But in the decentralized organization, however, since the decisions are taken at the levels which are nearest to the points of action, and there is no requirement for approval from many levels, the process is much faster compared with the centralization. So here the decision making authority in the hand of the levels of the management, so they can take the decisions nearest to the action, so that there is no requirement for approval of the next management, that is top management. Because the organization is having a decentralization, that is a organization is giving the freedom to the subordinates to take their own decision. So this will make a faster decision making compared with the centralization. Next one, relief to the top management. Decentralizations diminishes the amount of direct supervision exercised by a superior over the activities of a subordinate, because they are given the freedom to act and decides within the limits set by the superior. So here superior will set a some desired limits for the subordinates. Subordinates should not cross that limit. So they can take the decisions within that limit and make the top management to relieve from their activities. In fact, decentralization is the greatest one, checking the required on decisions taken by lower levels of management is least. So here a decision making power is shared with the lower level management when you feel they are capable to take their own decision. So that will make a person, that is top management, not to check the decisions taken by the lower management. So whatever they will take, that will be only cross verified, a little bit cross verified, not to go with the deep checking and everything. So by following the decentralization organization, the management, that is top management, will be in the relief. Next point, facilitates growth. Decentralization awards greater autonomy to the lower levels of management as well as divisional or departmental heads. Not only sharing the task with the lower management, even a divisional and the department's heads will be having a freedom to take their own decisions. So autonomy is a freedom. This allows them to function in a manner best suited to their department and fosters a sense of competition amongst the department. Decentralization organizations will do smooth functioning of each and every activity. So divisional head and the departmental head, they can take their own decisions, that is suited decisions for their department. So that must be create a competition among within the departments and also from one department to the another department. So this will makes the organization to grow in future, which results in the productivity levels increases and the organization is able to generate more returns which can be used for expansion purposes. So by taking the decisions according to their departmental needs or divisional needs, that will result in productivity, increasing the productivity. So they, if they are increasing the productivity, definitely they will contribute themselves for the profitability. So they can able to generate a more return than the investment. So that investment can be used, that return can be used for the expansion and the growth of the business. So decentralizations will creates a competition in the department or divisions, so which will contributes to for the generation of profit. So that profit can be used for the expansion and growth of the business. Next point, better control. Decentralizations makes it possible to evaluate performance at each level and the departments can be individually held accountable for their result. See, decentralization is totally making the decisions to the nearest point of action. So that will make the control the organization in a smooth way. Here, the top management will not make a rules and regulation. They can make their own decisions within the department. So, they will make their decisions by considering the each and every situations and informations, and they will take the decisions according to their convenience. So that will help the top management to control the organization. And they are individually held responsible for the answerable, that is accountable. So they are accountable for whatever decisions they have taken. So it can, for the top management, it can be very easy for to control the whole organization or department. The extent of achievement of organizational objectives as well as the contribution of each department in meeting the overall objectives can be ascertained. This point says that achievement of organizational objectives will become very easy because every department will contribute their efforts in meeting the overall objectives of the organization. So you can control the department because they are held responsible for their decisions and they are accountable. And also you can control over the achievement of organizational objectives because every individual department will contribute themselves for the development and as well as for the achievement of overall objective of the organization. This completes today's topic as well as the whole chapter. Thank you.